What's up, guys? Sensei back for another video. In this video I wanted to talk about, it makes sense that you're lonely. You're trying to improve your life. Welcome to the isolation that's supposed to come with it. You have to I still have a hard time accepting it sometimes, and it's not that I don't. I have tremendous friends back in Canada. I've met a lot of people. You meet a lot of people, you might see a lot of people, but you're just different from the general crowd. Like, you want different things for yourself, and I'm not saying this because you're like you're a better human being or something like that, but you want different things. A lot of people do kind of follow the herd, whether it's the way they dress, the way they talk, what they want, what they think they want. Especially with men, we think when we get to a certain age, okay, just settle down, have kids, nothing else serves us, we're good, we're done. And I feel like when that's not your calling, when that's not your thing, it's quite lonely. It's quite lonely. And as I mentioned before, you'll probably at some point discover your tribe. And when I say tribe, that's the group of people who either are they have the same mentality as you. They want the sovereignty. They want they want to live out life on their own accordance. They're willing to take these sacrifices to do it, because it is going to take a lot of sacrifices. You're going to lose out probably on a lot of something. In my case, it was family. That's what I lost. Now there's other reasons for that, but you're gonna lose something, and not many people are willing to do it. And part of it can also just be a lot of people love the comfort zone. And you know what? I do think it's nice at some point in your life, if you're the type to be completely anti structure, anti-routine. You need some aspects of it. You need some elements of it sometimes. It's very crucial at some stages in your life. However, you also have to be a huge risk taker if you want to go to the next level. And it's difficult. It's really difficult. Most people can't do it. Even if you're a very courageous, or even if you're, I don't want to say psychopath, but if you're almost immune to risk, in a sense where it's like you're completely bold, you're still probably going to feel a little bit scared. You're still going to have a little bit of fear. Even if you're tapped, that's the right word, tapped. Even if you're tapped, you're going to have a little bit of fear. So by doing these things, it's going to essentially make you stand out, and it's going to put you outside of the general populace. It's going to basically push you. By doing these things, by taking these risks, by making these new decisions, by ditching your old vices, you're going to be placed in positions that's going to isolate you. That's what's going to happen. And I have a hard time accepting it sometimes, because it's very lonely a lot of times. It's very, very, very lonely. You're not alone in that. Especially if you're trying to change your ways when you're really young. A lot of people, they just haven't really figured it out yet. And maybe you've gotten a little bit closer to what you're looking for. It's lonely. Welcome to life. Welcome to your new life. I don't know if it's going to be like that forever, because I'm kind of in that stage. I think there was one gentleman named Chris online. His YouTube channel is 1M. I'm a big fan of what he talks about. He said it's the purgatory stage, especially with young men. It's the purgatory stage where what you're doing, or it's also referred to as the lonely chapter by Alex Hormozy. And it's essentially, you are not fitting in with your current peers because you don't do this, you don't really think the same way, you're not doing the same things, but you also really haven't discovered the other side, or perhaps a lot of the other people that are on the same thing. Like, in my case, I'm fortunate and grateful enough to have discovered a big group of people who are also in that purgatory stage. So we're all in it together. But there's also many people in purgatory who have not found their tribe yet, whether it's on the other side or whether it's in the middle. They just haven't found it. And it's lonely. I don't know the solution to it. I think the solution is honestly just to stick to it, to put your head down and keep doing what needs to be done, and don't stop until the mission is accomplished, and you know what that means for you. But I have to admit, and you guys probably relate, those who are in the same situation, it's very, very lonely. And it's definitely not your fault. Sometimes we might internalize it and assume that we're doing something wrong. It's not that you're doing anything wrong or right necessarily. You're just doing what you're supposed to do, and just the way it is, it's just putting you in a lot of isolation. It's like when you look at all of these superstars, I think even Post Malone was talking about this on the podcast with Theo Von. He was mentioning how he didn't really get girls when he was younger. A lot of time, I think he said it was because he was just like awkward or something, or he didn't have the it factor yet. But he said something that was interesting. He said, in order to be where he's at, because he gets whatever he wants, let's be honest. In order to be where he's at, he's had to master his craft in silence and isolation for years. So he forcefully had to be introverted. I don't want to say introverted, but he forcefully had to be somewhat of a hermit in order to become where he's at, or in order to become who he is at the present. It's like very paradoxical, but that's just the way it is. A lot of times, you may not meet the woman that you want yet, because you're still building yourself, but you're not really trying to go with any you're not really attracting any low quality girls either. Or you may be attracting them, but you've kind of risen above it a little bit, so you're also not going for them. But the high quality ones are like, you haven't reached that point yet. So you have to stick to it. You have to stick to the mission. I feel like a big part of it is acknowledging where you're at, and also acknowledging how lonely it's supposed to feel, because it's not meant to be easy. It's meant to be a shit journey. It's meant to be a struggle day in and day out. That's why when you look at all these successful people, and I'll use Post Malone again because that's the example that I used. Everyone they might envy him. They might say, oh, I wish I was this guy. I wish I had what this guy had. You don't know what you don't know what he's been through or what he's had to do in order to get there. Most of these hyper successful people have had, I don't know about most, but many have had extremely traumatizing pasts. Jail, abuse, drugs, alcoholism, incredible rejection. That takes a toll, certainly, on any human. And it's like, you have to put your spirit into it. That's what it's called. It has to be in your spirit to do it. And man, it's not easy. It's really not easy. And it's lonely. But just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, and don't let it bring you down. Don't get affected by it too negatively. It's of course going to be hard, and your first thought might be, to cope with some substances, or, casual hookups, or gambling, or vices of any kind. Don't try not to do it. Try to resist it, or at least don't fall too deep into it, because it's tough. It's tough, but I think it's going to be rewarding at the end of the day, because you're going to see You're basically going to craft your ideal life and become your ideal version, but it's going to be something that you probably would have never conceived for yourself, and it's probably going to never ever ever go to your casket as a regret. So just keep sticking to it. I'm proud of you. I know it's hard, but we got it. We got it, boys and girls. We got it.